I apologize that the video cut out. We were talking about the departmentalization and the curriculum change. I was talking about the curriculum change with the K1 and 2, that they would learn basic concepts and then it would transition easily into the departmentalized in 5th through 8th grade. In implementation, the board has to approve, so we have been honest and upfront with them. And as you'll see in a future slide about the budget as well, and the risks involved. There are strategies, different strategies that I chose to use for this project. One is communication. Clear communication is very important in this project. We need to discuss many things between teachers, between the principal, between other administration. There has to be a whole involved good communication system. Also, time management. To follow our agenda and our schedules and our meetings, we need to have really good time management with this project. And it has to be implemented at a time to fall into the school year as well. So we do have to wait to implement it fully until the new year starts for the kids. We can start ordering things coming up in January, but we can't actually implement it till school starts. And then the other strategy is the urgency to get this project changed, and also to feel the belonging to be part of the project. It's very important right now for teachers to feel important as far as being part of a change that way. That part of our risk situation is if a teacher didn't feel comfortable with this change. That's part of my job, is to feel that urgency to get this project motivated for them to want to do it, because it is better for them as well as the children. The timeline of the project, I won't go over the whole thing, but these are just those parts of the project that I'm kind of emphasizing. We started the project already back in September, meeting with the mentor and all of the meetings that have happened. So there's going to be a little lull coming in, like December, January with the holidays. But then once that all is done, we can start implementing if the board has approved us. We can start implementing in January, meaning we can order books and we can get all of that kind of stuff going in the project. We can order tables for the rooms. Because of the pandemic, some things are taking a lot longer, so we can work on that earlier. So the budget that we've come up with, I have the initial cost, and then I have years 2 through 9 and year 10. The reason that's on there is because social studies, for instance, books, you don't want to keep more than 10 years. So I figured we're gonna have to buy new books again come in 10. So the social studies books for grades 3 to 8, we calculated at $9,096.75. Nothing in the 2nd through 9th year, and then start over again in year 10. For the lower grades learning materials, we allowed about $500 a year. That's for the materials that they would need, paper, whatever art supplies are needed. We also counted in a teacher's salary for music that we said we were short. So we're counting on a salary for about $46,000. And then those other years show a little bit higher raises as they go along. Classroom remodeling, we allotted about $20,000 because initially it's going to start a little bit more, buying science tables or science tools, material, experiment equipment, whatever we are needing for that. So initially the cost is going to be more, but then after that we're going to allot about $2,000 to $3,000 a year. That's something that we want to keep in the budget because it's always changing in education, and we want to allow that in part of the budget. Now, talking about risks, that's another part of this project that I'm going to emphasize, and that is there are possibility of books not coming in on time. We have also an additional manufacturer, so if that does happen from one, we have a backup plan to go to a different one. We do want to start this process early, and that will also alleviate some of that risk. Sometimes if you get books, you don't like the curriculum, you kind of look through it and you don't like it. We do also have that backup plan again for that other manufacturer to take that risk away. The teacher shortage is a thing right now also. There is a possibility, if that does happen, we would combine art and music together. And so the current teacher would just have both for the time being until we can get another teacher. If the board does not approve our plan, we need to implement it in a way that we can afford in our budget. So it'll just be a gradual process instead of the money that was set in the budget initially. The teachers may not be all on board. And that's where I said before, that's part of my project as the lead, is to make sure that they are on board and to get them motivated. Sometimes the teachers don't end classes on time. That's an important one also. And that there might be noise in the classrooms. All of these kind of things, the teachers need to work out at faculty meetings. So those are part of the risks, but they can work on those. And smaller risks also, like not getting supplies on time. That can all be worked, and trial of error can be worked out at the time. Okay, so the level of accomplishment is very high for our project. Um, the realized importance is it is such an important thing, educating our future. And so with those communication strategy, time management strategies, and urgency of being part of the projects, the change strategies, that's all really important to get this project closed in a happy way. And so the next steps are to keep this project going for as long as possible, because as I said, it's an always changing world, and we need to keep education going. So hopefully by the end of this, we will have happy education. There are my references and mentor feedback. I also have, there was a lot of planning involved, and Jody said there's a lot of planning when it comes to, looking at states and schools and standards, the curriculum mapping, deciding what they're going to do. The principal was talking about the Common Course, that we have a very big standard, a high standard, I should say. The learning adjustments, there's the time between classes, the trial and error, the too noisy as they get out of their classes. Those are all things that are going to be learning adjustments as we go. And then lessons learned. We know that this is a priceless value to us. So we want to make sure that this is implemented in the right way so that we get a good result out of it. Servant leadership. When I talk about lessons learned, this has taught me probably the most is the attitude that goes into your work. And servant leadership is exciting for me to use my strengths to serve the Lord in the way that He has given me talents to do so. So that strengthened me through that class. Academic research and writing, I would have never thought I put on here, but academic research and writing was something that set me up to be able to write the papers. Coming in as an adult, it was a little bit of lack of technology. So I learned a great amount from Mr. Tachi, and I'm very thankful for that. Foundations of Success for Professional Studies. That one, we went through our strengths, and I learned so much about myself that I hadn't really thought about. But this also put me in the right direction. I know and I feel very encouraged that I am in the right direction with teaching, and I get very excited to share one of my developer strengths with people because I am excited to see the progress in this project, for instance, with teachers being excited about the project, and then children will also be excited and they will be able to develop, and that will make me happy as well. Communication in the professional setting taught me how to talk to other people, like with groups of people. So in a faculty, that's really important. That's going to happen all the time. So that class kind of just taught about all different kinds of communication. Leading organizational change, that was an informational one to talk about the change, exactly what we're doing right now. That talks about getting the urgency for change and making people feel involved in that change. So that is a real important factor in this process here with this project. This class, I had to add a number 6 one because Independent Capstone Project Seminar, this put the whole thing together. All of the knowledge that I've had from all of these classes shared together into one project. So that was really exciting for me, and I'm grateful for all of these classes and what I've learned through the process. And then finally, I'm just going to do the reflection. The recollections are the knowledge that I've gained working as a team, as a faculty, and the communication that I've learned. I have a lot of recollections of that, and those things I'm grateful for. The reaction of that, the strengths motivate me to become a good teacher, and they make me happy to see others included and feeling part of the project. So that's exciting to me. And then the relevance, there's more knowledge in social studies and departmentalization, which makes me think that that's going to help out in teaching and in the setting that I'm going to be in. And then also responsibility. Professional growth is really important to me, and the project gave me a new knowledge and helped me reflect as I become a teacher as well. So there was a lot of personal growth in the research part of it as well, and just dealing with faculty on the project level. So I thank you so much for listening to my project, and thank you for all of the class knowledge that we've had over this period of time.